Black Oni.
What's up, tubes? It's your boy JBlaze06 here, giving you some commentary of Destiny, the Destiny Alpha, sorry, the beta. And I wanted to touch on a few things while I did this commentary. First of all, I want to say I love this game to death. And check me out trying to take this guy out over at B. I see he threw a grenade down because he saw I was coming, but he wasn't ready for what I have for him now. Yes, this single shot rifle. I didn't like the single shot rifles that much before, but now I've come to really like this particular scout rifle. It is deadly. Three shots to the chest slash head, and you pretty much have your target dead to rights. Check that out. I mean, once you have great aim, you don't have to worry about that at all. And of course, I could only do so much against a shotgun up close. There's not much I could do there. But I love this game to death. I still do have some issues with the vehicles. These vehicles are fine because these are just meant for traversal. They're not meant for attacking. But the other ones are really not cool in my book. And look at that. This rifle is just absolutely deadly. And I just picked up some more shotgun ammo, so you might see that being pulled out and used on someone very soon. Not, spoiler alert. But look at that, boom, headshot. They're just not ready for it. I feel like they're not ready. But one, I've gotten to the point where I'm extremely tired of this particular map, and the reason for that is, this vehicle, for example, I fucking hate it so much. Um, but the reason for that is because the map rotations are so poor. And what I mean by that is I ended up playing this map about 6 times in a row. After that, I played another map and then it went back to the moon map. That's not okay. I'm really tired of this map. And it's a great map. It's not a badly designed map. It's just doing this particular map over and over again and being confronted with those same vehicles that just really get in the way of at least me having an enjoyable experience. Really dampened and diluted my enjoyment of the game. With that said, I love this game to death. They do need to fix those map rotations and allow you to be able to vote on maps. I think that's incredibly important, and I don't understand why they didn't include that in the beta, but I hope it makes it into the final game because I'm sure when this game launches, nobody is going to want to play this map ever again. But the reason why I made this video overall is to talk about why we spectate and why we watch. Check this out. I love this shotgun. It's so fucking deadly. And why we watch commentary videos like the one you're listening to right now. And I have my own thoughts about why I watch them and why I listen to them at work. But to outsiders, it might be more of a foreign concept. So I wanted to address this in the best way I could see fit, which was, explaining a couple of touch points and explaining why I watch and why I hope other people watch. This guy has no idea that I'm even coming up on him. And that the accuracy though, the accuracy. Uh, so I want to make it a point by saying that two things just happened in the world. Evo 2014 just ended, and due to it ending, it kind of dawned on me that there's a huge community of people, not even just YouTubers watching, but like who go to tournaments and watch people play at tournaments. It's a huge community. It's not just a few people. I mean, like Evo this year was bigger than it had ever been before, and we've seen people come together, show levels of athleticism and friendliness and camaraderie to each other. I didn't really see too much of the typical stuff that you see. I almost killed that guy too. Check that out. Too much of the typical stuff that you see from the typical gamers, where they're just nerd rage quitting and yelling rage induced expletives at each other. I didn't really see too much of that, and that was really refreshing to have that be part of the situation. Um, but that headshot though, I love that shotgun. This shotgun I have also has that sight on it, so it's even easier to aim down a sight with it. Um, but there are a lot of people who are non-gamers even who watch people either on Twitch or on YouTube or any other video streaming or uploading service play video games. And again, to other people outside of the gaming community, that might sound really strange, and I want to talk about that. So, ever since I was a teenager, ever since I was younger, I used to love watching people play video games. And that's because I've always loved playing video games. I've always loved the idea of being behind that controller and being surrounded by people I enjoy being around and kind of seeing the way that they react to situations with the controller in their hand. And here we are. This guy doesn't even know that I'm about to ruin his day. Um, um, and again, you guys can see exactly how I respond to each of these situations. Whether I'm trying to defend this area with Blackhawk over here, and he's dancing in the corner while I'm actually trying to do something. um, and I've always loved watching people play. So this was high school. This was college. I would invite my friends over to my room, my dorm room, so that they can play and we can be playing something. And so like while I'm working on something, I would be watching and listening to them play because I just love that aspect of gaming and how it can bring people together. It's awesome. But I think that there is something to be said about watching and commentaries, and there's a few things. One is the person doing the commentary. It can't just be any person doing it. It has to be someone that is entertaining to both listen to and to watch. And two, the fact that you're watching a form of entertainment, a form of media being played, something that is interactive now becomes something that's more passive. But in a lot of ways, it's also, look at this. This is the best way to get rid of someone on those tanks, is to shoot their bodies or faces. Um, but you have this. I'm just going in on this map. Look at that. If you use that shotgun and do that melee attack right after, you do some serious damage. So I highly suggest anyone using that shotgun actually use that technique because it is incredibly useful and effective. But yeah, we watch anime, we watch sports, we watch movies, we watch all types of different forms of media. Why not watch video games? Sometimes you're watching for the story elements, but sometimes for situations like this where it's like PvP, you're going against other players, you're watching for the spectacle of seeing the player play. And that's what I kind of compare to as like sports. So esports, electronic sports, it's a thing. It's a thing where people get paid to do this. They get scholarships for schools to do this kind of thing. So legal, man, these guys are so clueless. They have no idea I'm coming to wreck their day. I just two melee attacks with the throwing knife and the regular knife, and poof, that's all it takes. And I got a little knife happy. I thought he wasn't on my team for a second. But people go to college and get scholarships to play professional gaming, video gaming, and it's amazing how far our industry has come. And some people might not like that so much. They might think that it takes away from the pureness of playing video games. But I'm all for it because it's growth in the industry. And this guy's out there. I'll name drop. PewDiePie, for example. I like watching his videos. Some people don't like him that much, but I appreciate that. He has interesting content. His stuff doesn't really feel stale, even though there's a little bit of repetition when it comes to kind of like him screaming and stuff like that. But overall, I think he's a cool guy. I'd definitely play with him. And he gives money to charity. If you're a YouTuber and you're making that much money and you're not pretentious, and you're giving to charity, yeah, it's okay in my book. But again, to some people who have no idea what this culture is like, imagine what it's like when you watch your favorite show, when you're watching True Blood, when you're watching The Walking Dead. You're you only have the ability to be passive when enjoying that form of entertainment. And again, this single shot rifle is just so deadly. I haven't died in so long. Um, I I can't stress how awesome this weapon is. But again, some people don't like single shot weapons. It's kind of hard. Um, but yeah, you watch those forms of media, and those are all passive. Video games are passive when you're watching, but you get to interact with those people either while they're live streaming or in the comment section, of course. But you also have the opportunity, if you're the person putting the content up, to play. And I guess to an extent, it can be said about making movies or making TV shows. The actors, for example, can be the ones doing that stuff, but it's not an activity, a specific thing that everyone can do. Like anyone who has a console can go and play Destiny right now. But there's something to be said about the people who are not watching, who are not playing, and are actually watching instead of playing. And again, I think a big part of the reason why this community is so huge for Let's Plays in the gaming community is the personalities behind them. So you're not going to go to someone's channel and just watch someone play something who doesn't have any personality or anything new to offer or anything interesting or entertaining about them. No charisma, nothing like that. a part of the reason why you know YouTubers are successful is that they're able to engage in their audience and they're able to entertain people who may not even really enjoy a particular game. Like I've watched let's plays of games that I'm not really that interested in, but I've watched because Game Grumps, for example, I've watched because I like them and I like the way that they interact with each other. I like their personalities, and I hope that people watch my videos because of my person. Look at that. He just didn't even know. Doesn't even know. I hope people watch my videos because of my personality, not just because I'm playing Destiny. Again, because of what I can offer them that other people don't usually get. And, some people get upset about, Phil Fish, for example. I hate to name drop again, but he gets upset about people making money. Damn, the dude's dead. Jeez, God, he's dead. uh, he gets upset about people making money off of YouTube videos pertaining to gaming, and I find that kind of disheartening because he's not, this white knight in shining armor. He's just some guy who really is a little bit pretentious, I'd like to say. But yeah, I for those reasons, I personally feel that uh, YouTubing in gaming YouTubing is definitely a valid way of creating a form of entertainment for people that doesn't really exist outside of this particular thing. Um, and so yeah, here I am going 16, and I have a 4-0 kill death ratio. I didn't die too many times, but I thought that was a pretty cool display of athleticism. So if you guys like that, please leave your comments down below. Please subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Game on, and Jay Blaze out.